You brought up the point earlier about how girls sometimes dress in a way that provokes sex from guys, or the thought of it in their minds. But a lot of times girls don't realize this.
One girl pointed out to me, she said, a lot of girls don't dress for guys. They dress for other girls. Right. It's like a competition. Yeah. You know, so if you show up at a party and a girl's wearing the same thing you are, they get like catty, like, yeah, you look better in that than I do. You know, guys aren't like that. You know, if Justin and I had the same shirt on today, he's like, hey, we got the same shirt, we're twins, yeah, how cool. You know, and so girls' psychology of fashion and of dress is very different than guys, and their attractions are very different. Like, if I were wearing shorts today, you know, how many times do you think you've been looking at my legs? He's got some pretty cute legs. I mean, no, it's not even going to cross your mind. Yet if a girl's sitting in front of me with shorts, the legs, it's beautiful, the man's visually attracted. That's why Pope John Paul II said for women to understand modesty, they must first have an insight into the male psychology, that we're wired very differently than you are. And if you really want a guy to love you for your intelligence, your personality, who you are as a person, do your outfits distract him from that? Or do they invite him to think about more than just your body? Because if a woman dresses in some like a t-shirt that could fit well on a 3-year-old, you know, and then she's complaining that guys don't respect her, she's being her own worst enemy. And she said, well, I should be able to dress however I want and guys should treat me respectfully. True. You could be a stripper and guys should treat you respectfully. But the fact is, when you dress in a certain way, like you look at prostitutes in the 1960s, in the 50s, they dated like women dress going to church today. And the problem is, people say, well, fashions have changed. That's true, but men's minds have not. Now, I was in Mass the other day, and a girl was wearing one of these new shirts that's supposedly fashionable. It's basically a negligee. And it's basically like a satin-looking thing with little ruffles on the edges. And like 15 years ago, that was underwear. And now they're wearing it to go up to get communion. And you're sitting there in Mass behind these people, and you're just wondering, yeah, I don't care if fashion's changed. Men do not change. And when we see that, we think of you as simply a collection of body parts. And if you truly long in your heart to be loved for them more than just your body, why aren't you sending me the invitation to invite me to think of you like that? And so for a girl, she's got to understand that girls have so much power and just the way they dress. They don't even need to say a word. They have but a culture of like immodest women will necessarily be a culture of uncommitted men, because the women are saying with their outfits and their mannerisms and the way they dance and the way they dress, it basically saying, I will give myself to you, yet you don't even have to know me in return.
I see girls, I mean, it's freezing cold one day in January, and I'm like bundled up, like my eyes is all that's showing. And I see a girl walk past me in like flip-flops and a mini skirt, and I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, I understand you want to look nice for class, but that's insane. It's 2 degrees outside. Like, that can't be comfortable for you. And meanwhile, guys are eyeing her up and down as she's walking to class, and it can't make her feel good.
Because a woman isn't longing to be gawked at. She wants love. But girls say, well, I want both. You know, I want them to gawk at me, unlove me. But the bottom, you pick, choose one. You will get what you choose it wisely, and make your decision. The problem is the world has kind of decided towards, I want to be gawked at. You know, because they don't have the confidence that if they dress in a more modest way, that guys will approach them. And it shows, from a guy's perspective, it shows insecurity. Because it's like, why do you have to throw yourself at me? Don't you think there's something about you that I would come to learn about, that I would make me want to get to know you more? And so for a guy, it shows a lack of confidence. Girls think, well, I'm confident, I'm proud of my body. But it's like, are you proud of the rest of who you are? You know, and so I think with modesty, it's so important just for girls to understand the way guys think. And by dressing modestly, you're helping us. I mean, honestly, it's so hard as a guy to have a pure imagination in today's world. Men need to be challenged to be gentlemen. And when a woman set the bar so low, the guys aren't going to jump up and be these knights in shining armor. I remember being in Philadelphia, and we're sitting at it was a Pat's Philly cheesesteaks, one of my favorite places on earth to eat. We're sitting there, and we're sitting there, and we hear the noises of barnyard animals in downtown Philadelphia at noon. And we hear, moo, you know, man, cock-a-doodle-doo. And I'm thinking, what is going on? And we looked around the corner, and sure enough, there was a table with about 4 or 5 middle-aged Italian men sitting on a picnic table, mooing to any woman who would walk by, or making the sounds of billy goats or roosters or chicken, like any type of barnyard animal. They could relate to the woman with that information, I guess. And the women would walk by and roll their eyes, and you know, it was funny. I admit, I had to laugh. I mean, it was you know, but it was funny that they couldn't relate to women in a more interesting way. That was their way of saying, you know, yeah, you know, I like you, you know, moo, you know, and the women in this culture have just got to be to the point where they got to be kind of sick of it. You know, I think women universally are pretty sick of it. You know, it's like, and when you go out looking for guys to look at you like that, it's like you want to be fed by something, but it's like trying to be fed by cotton candy. You know, it looks great, you know, it looks like you're eating a lot, but it's just malnourished. We taste it and then it disappears. You know, and so like a Britney Spears outfit to me is like, it's like a firework. Everybody's going to look, but then everybody just looks away. You know, it's done. She's gone. It's over. A woman who's modest is like a candle. You know, there's something more mysterious about it. There's something more illuminating and warm and radiating. Like she has like humility of the body. Humility is the proper attitude towards greatness. And I think modesty is the proper attitude towards a woman's body. Greatness.